21st live of this YouTube channel again. So if you're new to the channel, please welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back. So my name is Vick Hason. For those who don't know me, this is Vick Hason Talks, and we normally go live, I can say every day, because in a week we can go live for 6 times, sometimes 7 times, and sometimes 5 times, but we normally go live most of the time in uh, in a week. So again, today we have another interesting topic that we are going to talk about. So we are back now to our relationship topics. So yesterday we talked about how debts, how Gen Z's young people like me deal with debts, and then the other day we talked about why young people, Gen Z's again, they hate politics. And today we are going to talk about the 10 roles still expected by society to men in romantic relationships. So what are the gender roles in love, in romantic relationship? And today we're focusing only for men, because I'm a man. So I'm going to try to reason with some of the points out, and then we can see if they make sense or if they still don't make sense, if I agree with them, or if I don't agree with them. So if you're a lady and you're watching, please feel free to argue with me or to agree with me or to add your point about the topic that we are going to talk about, because I know you, as a responsible lady, you 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 know you have some expectations from your man, the roles that they can play in in the relationship. And yeah, your expectation is what is like, it is like your goal to be in a romantic relationship. So feel free to add your point, or feel free to argue. So on this YouTube channel, we normally talk to young people who are on their early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and if we are lucky enough to get people who are on their early 30s, again, it will be so cool because they know a lot of things. I am hoping that, so that they can share the little that they know on our today's chat, because we as young people on our early 20s, we really don't know a lot of things. So in this level of type of romantic relationship type, we are still navigating it. So it is like a level that we have stepped in. We don't have much information about it, so that's why we are going live. I'm expecting to have a chat with you all, to know also from your side, and you also to know from my side about romantic relationships. We are not pros, and there's no like one topic or one subject that you know that can make us to be like pros. No, it is a conversation that needs to be discussed or to be talked about every day. So for those that have joined, thank you so much for joining. You can just say hi, leave a like, subscribe, share the live to other people that may be interested to have a conversation on our today's topic, which is interesting, to know the gender roles of a man in a romantic relationship, in love. you know so if you're on your early 20s, it will be awesome, because I know you have an idea, or maybe you have already experienced romantic relationship, and then you have the idea that you can share on today's live. Or maybe you have not yet experienced a romantic relationship, so you have some thoughts that maybe you think they are right, and maybe they may be wrong. So stick around to the end, and I will appreciate it. Again, we normally do content on our other YouTube channels. We have other two YouTube channels, which the first one is Pop Show KE. We normally do entertainment show, podcasting, journalistic work, and then we have another Vick Hason, a YouTube channel, whereby we normally do short films, we do comedy, we do skits, because I come from a background of film production, filmmaking. So that is where we do film production stuff. But here on Vick Hason Talk, we normally talk to people around the early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, about relationships, about life in the university, about how to navigate life to enter into the real adulthood. Because I know when we are on our early 20s, we tend to think that we have matured enough, but most people say that men mature when they are on their early 30s. But most ladies, they mature when they are on their early 20s, most of them, or maybe most of them, but they mature when they are on their mid-20s, when they are 25 years old plus. So this is a platform whereby we can discuss romantic relationship topics, for example, today. So I have a list of 10 gender roles of a man, 10 roles of a man in love. You know, what the man is expected by the society to do in the relationship. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So feel free to, let's have an engagement. My chats are open. I can see your chats. You know, I can give a shout out. You know, I can read your comment live. You know, and we can have a meaningful conversation, a meaningful chat, and everything will be okay. So just say hi for those that have joined. You know, I can see people are watching, and also for those that are going to watch offline. So maybe if you're not able to share the live right now, so for those that are going to watch offline again, I'll be happy to read your comments in the comment section, and I will appreciate. So Stephen Bram says hi Stephen, and then we have Rob Rofan says hello Rob, is it Rob, hello to all of you. So I think we can kick off. Today we are going live for 40 minutes, or maybe 30 to 40 minutes, let me say like that. But if we finish our topic today, we can just have a chat about, we can discuss now the takeaway from whatever that we have discussed today. And I hope everything will be awesome. So I've prepared my list here that I'm going to share with you. I want also to hear your feedback on today's topic, you know, whether you think these gender roles for man are exaggerated or they don't make sense, you know, or they simply just don't make sense to you. So we have 10 of them, so I'm going to start with the first one. So if you have not subscribed, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, so that you do not miss the next time we are going live. So we are going to start with the first role of a man in love. So the first role here is initiating romance and dating. And at this point is, men are frequently expected to make the first move, ask the woman out, and plan the logistics of the early dates. So it is initiating romance and dates. So do you think that is true? A man is expected to initiate romance and dates? So according to me, I believe that is supposed to be like that. That is a responsibility or a role of a man, you know, because expecting a lady to take you on a date again, at some other people it may feel, for example, as for me, it may feel not okay for a lady to ask me out. You know, I tend to take that role, that responsibility to take the lady out. And I tend also to do all the romantic things, all the initiating things at first, all the dating things at first, to try to be romantic as I can with myself. You know, so I expect that to be a role of a man, because can you imagine if a lady initiates all the romantic stuff, initiates all the things that normally ends up to be foundations of you being in a relationship. So I believe the man needs to be the initiator. So he needs to be the first one to initiate all those moves for the relationship to have a good foundation. So that is according to me. I don't know if also that is according to you. So Ridwan says begotten. What is begotten? What is begotten? I don't know what is begotten. Yeah, I think you can elaborate what is begotten. So that is the first point. A man needs to initiate romance and dating stuff. Let's go to point number 2. Point number 2 is acting as the financial provider. Do you really think that that is a responsibility of a man to act like a financial provider, to finance the relationship? I don't know about you, but according to me, I believe that is a responsibility whereby sometimes it can be expected to be from a man, because that is generally what the society expects, that the man needs to finance the relationship. But at some point, again, you know, when the situations are not going well, I think it needs to be a 50-50, whereby a lady can jump in and take up the responsibility of financing things in the relationship when the man is not able to do so. But again, outside, the society expects the man to take care of the finances of the family, and that was mostly encouraged in traditional kind of kind of marriages and relationships. But in modern relationships, it is expected to be in splitted. The financial responsibility is supposed to be coming is supposed to be divided to the lady and to the man. But on my stand, if a lady can also support in some way in the financing of our relationship, again, it is okay. You cannot deny, especially if you have a lady that is a working class. So she's expected in some way also to use the money in the relationship to finance some things in the relationship. So that is a 50-50 for me. I don't know for you, for those that are watching, if you think a man is the one who needs to be in charge of the financial responsibility, the financial role in the romantic relationship. I don't know about you, just feel free to add your point or to argue with your point there in the comment section. Let's go to point number 3. Point number 3 is the physical protector. The physical protector is simply means like you protect your family or your relationship using your muscle. So the point under that is men are generally expected to ensure the physical safety of their partners, such as walking on the outside of the sidewalk or ensuring home security. So it is simply guarding your relationship using your muscles, but sometimes this needs to be looked at seriously, because some of the problems, they may be caused by the woman, your girlfriend, or maybe your wife, and then you're not that muscle guy, so you cannot even defend yourself at some point. So you tend to embrace peace. You tend to be a peaceful person every time when an argument or a problem arises. But the lady can cause the problem, and then they expect you like to initiate, like to help them deal with the problem. Maybe they are being attacked. Okay, being attacked, you can try to help, but them being the person causing the problem, again, that is, I think we the lady needs to be responsible of herself, when it comes to security thing. But when it comes to other things of protecting, maybe you're protecting the house, maybe you're protecting your lady when you're walking on the streets. I think that is a responsibility for man, because ladies are so soft. Ladies, they are so like wobbly, if I can say. So someone can just snatch the phone, someone can just spank them, and it may be offensive. And the lady, they may not be able to support themselves, so they may need you as a man to support them as their security, as their muscle. So I believe that is a responsibility of a man when it comes at that point. But when you notice your girl is a problem maker, for me, I just need to retaliate. I just need to step back and let the lady deal with the mess that he had caused. Because you cannot be causing problems and then expecting me to solve the problems, and I don't have muscle, because you're talking about physical protection. You see? So that is a role that is subjective. So if the lady is cool, then you really need to pump yourself to protect the lady. I believe so. But if your lady is a problem maker, bro, I believe I believe you need to let her deal with her problems before they make you to be punched by the other guy and cause problems to you. So that is point number 3. I don't know if you agree with the point, so just share it on the comment section. I'll be happy to engage with it. So for those that are still joining, we're talking about the 10 roles of men in love, in romantic relationship, and we are on point number 4. Point number 4 is what is this name? Chivalrous initiator. So chivalrous initiator, it simply means being romantic, whereby when you're walking with your lady side by side, and maybe you're going to enter into a hotel, a restaurant, a cafe, so you be a gentleman. You open the door first for your lady to step in, and maybe when you're heading to the table, you just remove the chair, push the chair a little bit back, and then let the lady come in, and then bring the chair close again for your lady to sit. So that is chivalrous. So you need to be an initiator of that. So Is that does that really need to be a role for men? Yes, because that is romantic. Because what else can make you romantic as a man, other than being a sweet talker, other than having sexy eyes, other than having good voice? I think being chivalrous, helping carrying your lady when you are jumping a trap, jumping a dump, tying her shoelaces, helping her zip at the back of their shirt, their top. I think that is a role of a man, because that is also an advantage for men, because it makes you look romantic. It makes you to appear romantic. I don't know about you. If you as a man needs to be chivalrous, or maybe you think that is simping, that, no, I can't be that. But I believe, according to me, being chivalrous is a role for men. Again, it is not supposed to be a role. It is something that helps you to to come out as romantic, a romantic way to be with your girl. I don't know about you. Just share it in the comment section. I'll be happy to engage with it. Let's go to point number 5. That was point number 4. Point number 5 is taking charge of proposing marriage. And that is, despite modern changes, because we have modern changes, the traditional proposal rule, getting down on one knee and asking for partners' hand in marriage, is still overwhelmingly expected of men. Sorry about my English, my tongue is so heavy. So being a marriage proposer, so the point is taking charge of proposing marriage. I think that is still cool, because it is still happening even now. I've not seen ladies proposing even in the past. Okay, sorry that you may be hearing a cry of a child. That is my nephew. So my nephew, he's here, is about 1 year old. Yeah, so he's a bit energetic, so he's everywhere, so that's why he's crying. But there's someone there checking him out, so don't worry, I'm not ignoring that. So because there's someone checking my nephew out. But let's continue. As we were saying, I've never seen a woman proposing even in the past, because that is also a romantic gesture. That is a romantic way. That is something that makes men to be romantic to their partner. If they propose to their wife or girlfriend, or you know, getting on one knee. Can you imagine getting on one knee and proposing as a lady, proposing to you as a man? It doesn't seem cool. Even though I've seen that on a movie whereby it was Ryan, this guy who worked at Deadpool, and a woman. You know, it was a thing whereby this woman was was he was working in a company, and she has been lying to her family members that she has a husband. So there came a time whereby she needed to visit her parents. So she needed someone to act as her husband. So that's how he pulled a guy from the work, from the company, and then tries to get him to be in tries to get him in the box for him to act as her husband, so that she can take her to her family. So the guy was so stubborn, to a point whereby this woman needed to propose to this guy, because this guy dared the woman to propose to him, so that he will agree now to act as a fake husband to this woman, and then they can go visit the woman's parent. So that is the only occasion whereby I've seen a woman proposing to a man. But even right now, if a woman gets on one knee and proposes to a guy, for me it appears a bit awkward. It appears a bit, I don't know, because we are in modern world. I'm a Gen Z, I need I need to act like a Gen Z. I need to have a mentality Gen Z, but it is not in my mentality, whereby a lady needs to get on one knee and propose to me. So I think proposing needs to be still on the man's side, because getting on one knee, lifting up the ring, and proposing to your wife, to your girlfriend to be your wife, that helps you to be romantic. And that is a role for a man. It is not even a role. It doesn't. It helps you to be romantic, because every man I know, every man loves or wants to be romantic to their partner. So let's go to point number 6. That was point number 5. Point number 6 was emotional stoicism. So toughen up. So a man does not is not expected to look soft in front of people. They need to appear toughened up. They need to appear strong in front of people. So a lady needs to appear soft. A lady needs to appear emotional. A lady needs to be, to be shaken by things. But for a man, it is your role to toughen up, to appear stoic, to appear like you're not shaken with anything. So it acts like making you to be a strong pillar for your relationship. So is that a role for a man in love, in a romantic relationship? I believe so. But again, we are encouraged as Gen Z, as young people, that we need to speak out when things are not going well in our lives. So being soft so being vulnerable in the past, in traditional ways, being vulnerable, for a man to be vulnerable, like to express their emotions, to cry, it was taken as weakness. So men were not supposed to be vulnerable. And that's why a research was done, I don't know by who, and it came out that men who were not vulnerable in the past, they are the ones who died quicker compared to the ladies. But so for us as Gen Zs, as the generation coming up, the millennials, we're expected to, men are encouraged to be vulnerable. They are encouraged to talk out things when things are not expected to be okay. So this role of a man to be stoic, like to toughen up, it needs to make sense in such a way that, okay, you need to toughen up, you need to be the strong one between you and the lady. You need to appear to be the strong one, even though you have emotions, okay? But when things are not going well, you need to speak out, so that things may not be hard on you, and then you end up dying early compared to your wife. Because I really don't understand why men are the ones who die early and compared to their wives. And it has been happening in the past. So the solution is be vulnerable. If things are not going well in your life, you need to speak out, because the men in the past were not vulnerable, because if they were vulnerable, it was a sign of weakness. So they were not expected to talk when things were not going well inside of them. Yeah. So this is a role whereby it needs to make sense. For me to live longer compared to my wife, I need to talk out things, I need to be vulnerable, but also I need to be stoic, I need to be strong. So that a role for a man in a relationship is to be stoic, to toughen up, but they are not supposed to be softer compared to their woman. That is point number 6. I don't know if you agree with it. So if you agree with it, just share it in the comment section. I will be happy to engage with it. Let's go to point number 7. Point number 7 is driving decisions and leading. So it is being challenged in modern world, whereby the man is not the one who is supposed to be the only one making decisions or leading everything in the relationship. It was normally like that in the past, because men were expected to be like the center figure. In modern world, it is said that people are more civilized, people are more educated, so they 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 need to share whatever that they want to take on in their lives, in their relationship. So both the lady and the man need to make decision. So it does not only lie to a man to be a leader in the family. A man needs to be a leader, breadwinner, of course, but when it comes to decisions making, the man is not expected to be the only one making the decisions, and then the wife and the children, or maybe your girlfriend, to follow. So also the girl needs to to be associated when you're making the decision. So that is a role that is challenged in the modern world. You cannot make decision you as a man alone, so you need to associate with your girl, with your lady. But being a leader, you are supposed to be a leader. So maybe after the decision are made, you're supposed to lead with that decision. So that is a role for a man. I don't know if you agree with it or you disagree with it. So let's continue. So we were going live for 30 to 40 minutes. And for those that are still joining, we were talking about the 10 roles of men in love, in romantic relationships. You know, I know you have experienced love. Maybe I know you're a young person. I guess, I hope you're a young person. And then maybe I can think again, you have experienced a romantic relationship, and then maybe you have not experienced romantic relationship, but still you have an idea. You as a man, what kind of roles do you think you need to play in a romantic relationship when you have a girlfriend or maybe you have a wife? So that's the conversation we are having here. I'm not an expert, but are we are live. That is the main reason. That is the purpose of us being live, so that we can share. We can share thoughts. We can argue. You know, we can we can come up with solutions. We can talk out things, and then we can be clever. We can be brave. We can be what? Clever, brave, smart, bright, so that we can make good decisions when it comes to romantic relationships. It is a topic that most people don't know. You are not being taught in school. So you are supposed to experience it when you are outside the school. So let's have a good conversation. Let's go to point number 8. So for the one that is joining, we were talking about the 10 roles, that a man plays in a romantic relationship. I don't know if you're a man, if you're a lady, but just say hi, or maybe disagree or add your points in the comment section. I'll be happy to engage with it. Let's go to point number 8. Point number 8 is taking on fix-it or heavy labor roles. So do you think a man needs to play the fixing or the labor roles in the house? Or they need to have an expert who's supposed to do that, or maybe it is a role for a wife, or maybe it is not supposed to be a role for a man. I don't know about you. So, but according to me, it is okay. It is a role for a man to play that role of fixing things, to act as a home laborer. When maybe you're not a professional, but maybe your radio has stopped working, your TV has stopped working, so you may, before taking it to the fundi, to the expert, you just try to do your magic there, and then try to see if things are going well. Maybe the window is broken, maybe the door is broken, you need to repair it. So that is a role for man, and I agree with it. So me as a man, I don't have any problem with that, because a lady cannot do that. Most of them, unless they are expert, maybe that is their course of career, that they know how to fix things in the house, which will be a bit awkward, because maybe if they are living alone, it is okay. But if the man is around, I don't think a lady needs to take that responsibility of fixing things in the house. That will be awkward, according to me. Awkward, weird. It will not be a nice picture. But if they are willing, if they want to, let them do it. But if that situation does not happening, then you as a man, you need to take that role and fix things in the house. Let's go to point number 10. Point number 10 is being the rock or the support system. So you need to be the support system in your family. Like, you are the one who people need to rely on. People need to hug when they are facing hard times. You are the one when something really bad happened in the family. People need to you up and expect you to come with the solutions. So is that a role for a man, or it needs an expert, or it is a role for the lady? I don't know about you. So according to me, that feels 100% to be a role of a man. You need to be the rock of the house. People need to rely on you. Yeah. People need to, when they are facing hard times in their lives, they are so emotional. You as a man also, you have emotions, but you need to be stoic. You need to be understanding. So they need to rely on you. They need to hug you when they need someone to hug. I agree. That is a role that is supposed to be a man. It qualifies to be a man. So I'm okay with it. I don't know about you. So just tell me in the comment section. I'll be happy to engage with it. Let's go to our last and 10 point of the role of a man in a romantic relationship. So the point number 10 is proactive sex drive or pursuer. That was the point that we were going to close with. The sex pursuer. So who is the one who needs to initiate the first step when it comes to physical intimacy? Is it the lady or is it the man? Sometimes, let me start with the other side. Sometimes it is the ladies. It is the ladies who take the first step to pursue the man for physical intimacy. You know, when things are a bit dry, you know. But according to me, I'm okay with it. That is not supposed to be a role of a man, you know. If the man wants it, it's okay. If the lady wants it at appropriate time, it's okay, you know. So the argument there, it should not be like who is the first one to take the first step. It is supposed to be both of you, because maybe I might need to be ignited with you. I may be tired every time. Do people get tired of physical intimacy? I've not experienced it so far to be an expert. Is there an expert really? I don't know. But to be the first one to initiate the physical intimacy, I think it's supposed to be man. Okay, let me read a comment. So my lapa, is it my lapa? My lapa says hi. Hi, my lapa. Hi. So point number 10 is it is not a role for a man to initiate the first step, to be a sex pursuer. It's supposed to be coming from both sides. So if a lady wants it, initiate the physical intimacy, but at appropriate time, of course. But if also the man wants it, it's okay. But most men, you know, it is so confusing because it doesn't have a formula, or it doesn't have a base like fact, whereby sometimes you can find the lady likes it. The ladies like physical intimacy so bad compared to men, and then in the other side you find the men are the ones who love physical intimacy like so much, you know. But for me, according to me, that role should not lie only to man. It's supposed to be coming from two sides, so that you do not be seen like petty. You do not seem like do not appear like petty. That is the word. So the lady needs to initiate the first step for physical intimacy, to have physical intimacy with their man, and also it needs also to come from the man's side also sometimes. So that is not a role that relies only to a man. So that is point number 10. So that's all for today's live. We have covered the 10 lists or the 10 roles of a man in a romantic relationship. I don't know if you have disagreed with any. I don't know if you have agreed or you have had point on some of them. For the people that I have live here, they have not had anything. Please feel free to add anything. And also, if you're watching it offline, you are not live. So just do it in the comment section. I'll be happy to engage with it. Okay, let me just recap for those that are joining right now and they don't know what's going on. So we were talking about the 10 lists of the 10 lists of roles of men in a romantic relationship. And the first one was to initiate initiating romance and dating, and we say that is a role of a man. So the role of a man is to initiate romance and dating. So that is the first role of a man. The second role of a man is to act as the financial provider. So we argued there whereby if a man it reach at a point whereby they are not able to sustain their family financially, the lady may step in. So this is a role that does not depend only for man. Like if problem arise financially, the lady needs to run away. No, if the lady you are able to to jump in and sort some things out, that will be good. So point number 3, we said physical protector. Physical protector, according to me, I said, as a man, you need to be the muscle of your relationship. And that is if your lady is not a problem maker. Because if she is a problem maker, she might mess with somebody who is masculine than you, someone who has more power than you, and you end up with broken tooth, you end up with one eye, you end up with broken arms, broken limbs, So if a lady is a problem maker, just leave her to deal with whatever that they have done, to deal with their problems. But if they are cool, then you need to pump yourself to be the muscle, to protect, to be the security of the house, of her when you are walking on the street. So you need to be the protector of your girl as a man. Point number 4 was the chivalrous initiator. Chivalrous simply means being romantic, opening the door for your lady, helping your lady a seat to sit on the table, helping her zipping her clothes back, things that will make you just to appear romantic. And again, I say that was not supposed to be a role. That was something to be like an advantage. Like it is something that helps men out. Be chivalrous. So that is a role and also an advantage. Point number 5 was taking charge of proposing a marriage. I've never seen a lady going up on one knee and lifting the ring up, proposing to their man, because that means the lady is not a cougar, if I may say, but he has more power than the man. Like hapo ndo tunasemaga, that's where we say like the lady has cleared the man. The lady amekalia man chapati. In English, it's like the lady has set on parantas man. It doesn't make any sense when you translate, but it simply means the lady has more power than the man. The man does not have any say. So I think it's supposed to be a step of a man to propose for the lady. Point number 6 was emotional stoicism. Even though all of us, both the lady and the man, we are emotional, the man needs to be stoic, to appear stronger than the lady. So you don't need to be soft, because being soft, again, too much, both in the traditional and in the modern world, it is a weakness for man, because in humanity, men are supposed to be stoic. Ladies, they are made to be soft by nature, even if they try to toughen up. Point number 7 is driving decisions and leading. So in this point, we argued whereby we said, in the traditional way of living, men were supposed to be the one who make the decisions only, and the lady needs to follow. But in modern world, things have evolved. So the man and the lady needs to come up with one decision. So it is not supposed to be the man making the decision and then making the lady to follow. You see, so after the decision has been made by both of you, so that's where the man takes the lead, because also a man needs to be a leader, the lead of the family. Let's go to point number 8, taking on fixing it or heavy labor roles. So taking on labor roles and fixing things in the house, that definitely needs to be a role of a man. Fixing the fan, fixing the lights, fixing the radio, fixing the seats, fixing the floor, every kind of things that can can what renovate the house. That is like a role for a man. If a lady does that, then it's okay if she lives alone and she doesn't want any help from outside. But if you are living two guys in that house, I believe it needs to be a role of of a man, because men are physically stronger. Men, they are good in their hands, in works like that, like being an electrician, you know. So for a man is, it is much safer for a man to climb an electric box to repair some wires of electricity compared to a lady. You know, a lady can be electrocuted and died instantly, but for a man can be electrocuted and survive in some way. Point number 8, number 9 was being the rock or the support system. So as a man, you need to be the support system of your family. You need to be being relied on. You see, when things are going well for you, you need to be relied on by your family. So you need to be the rock, the support system of your family when things are emotionally bad in the relationship or in the home, in the family. So you need to be the rock. And lastly, point number 10 was proactive sex driver or pursuer. So I argued there whereby sometimes it is the ladies who love these things so much. They love physical intimacy so much. So they need to initiate, to be the pursuer. You know, they need to be proactive in sex driving. But also again, some men are the ones who like it so much. They like physical intimacy so much. So they need to be proactive in sex driving. So it is a 50-50. A lady can do it and a man can do it. So this is a role that does not depend only for man, because it may make a man to appear petty. Yeah, that is not a good look. So those are the 10 points, 10 roles of roles of men in a romantic relationship. And we have covered the topic, the things that we wanted to talk about today on our live. And I think I've covered enough. Thank you so much for those that have engaged. Thank you, Robro. Thank you, Reed Ones. Thank you, Maliapa. Thank you, Steven. You know, thank you all of you that have engaged with me. I appreciate it. And we have covered whatever that we wanted to talk about on today's live. So for the one that is joining right now, still, I'm going to upload this video on my YouTube channel, so if you've missed it, you can just visit my YouTube channel, subscribe, and then watch the video. And then, so that you may not miss the next time we are going live, just hit that bell icon, subscribe, leave a comment, share the live if you have enjoyed, so that maybe if you want other people to also to enjoy the live, share the live to other people to also watch it, and I will appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching. Those are the 10 roles of a man in a romantic relationship. It has been awesome. Until tomorrow, we are going to have another topic, and also you can try to suggest some topics that we can have on our live, so that it will not always be coming from me. Maybe you want something that needs to be attended to, that we need to have a talk as young people. It will be okay if we have that conversation and then we come up with this live and then we talk things out. So thanks so much for watching, for those that have been engaged. Until next time, see you guys. This is the end of the live. Peace. Okay. Bye.